This is Russ. Yeah, I'm coming out of Costco. I got myself a slice of pizza. Had to get some Diet Pepsi too. Didn't have a quarter again. Didn't have a single dollar bill. So, get a Diet Pepsi. Here's an interesting thing about the pizza I've noticed lately. Since they've changed the pizza oven there, they seem thicker. Yeah. This one had just come out of the oven. Now, as much as I like a fresh pizza, sometimes when they're fresh out of the oven, the cheese is a little too oozy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's a little too much almost. Yeah, it was kind of hanging all over the place. And it was kind of a heavy pizza. I said to the guy, I says, whoa, heavy one today. He goes, yeah, get your money's worth. So what I thought was going to be a good pizza wasn't as good as I thought. Here's why. Too much sauce. Now, I don't know why that is, because they use an automated pizza sauce thing, but it seemed to be a lot of sauce this time. So much so that it overpowered the taste of the cheese. I like the taste of the cheese, but I couldn't even taste the cheese practically. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it would have been different if I just let it sit for a while. Maybe that would have been better, because maybe then the sauce would just kind of like melt into the into the dough or something. I don't know. And then the cheese would have solidified better. Yeah. So you take a bite, it's just kind of oozing all over the place. I actually had to fold the pizza in half and then folded it again in half. It almost looked like a calzone by the time I was done. Yeah. Oh, well, kind of full from that. But yeah, too much sauce this time. I don't know why that is. It's never been that before. It's usually a pretty decent amount of sauce and a decent amount of cheese on the dough. I like the dough to be a little bit bigger like that. It was a heavy pizza. Yeah, compared to other slices of pizza. I don't know why. It just came out that way this time. Show you a picture, right? Anyway, got me thinking about this new setup they have at the food court there. Like I mentioned, they have standing tables, right? Well, the standing tables were against the wall at one point. They have 4 standing tables now. Then it got pushed to right by the aisle way, where people just walk down to leave the Costco, right in the front over there. Then it got moved to the middle. Then it got moved back to the back by the wall. Now it's back along the the front. I'm going, they can't make up their mind. They can't make up their mind where they want to put these standing tables. Yeah, I've seen it move constantly. What's up with that, Costco? Let me know. Nobody likes the standing tables, I'll tell you that. If you have an option to sit, you're going to want to sit. And I think for me, if I have an option of a standing table and there's some people, they're sitting by themselves, I will go up and ask them if I could sit with them. Like I said before, sometimes I get rejected. They say no. Most people will say yes, because they don't know what to say when you ask them, pretty much. And then we strike up a conversation, and sometimes I'll be talking to these guys for 15, 20 minutes. Some people don't want to talk. They just want to eat their food and get out. You can kind of tell, right? So then I'll just keep quiet, stay to myself, and take a look at my cell phone. Yeah, let me know what you are. If you have people that come up to you and ask you to sit at your table, would you say okay, or would you say no? And if you say okay, do you talk to the people? Put a comment, let me know. I want to know what type of people you guys are. Let me get some Diet Pepsi. I always get a refill, that's the problem. So how's the diet going? Yeah, well, I would say I lost about 5 pounds. I told you I gained some weight from all the buffets. And then we went to the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum, ate a couple more buffets. Yeah, I lost about 5 pounds. I don't know how that happened. How did that happen? I think once I stopped doing the buffets, you got home, stopped doing the buffets, and then I think I mentioned on one or two of the other videos that I had run out of food. I ran out because I didn't buy a lot of stuff because I knew we were going to be gone for several days. I didn't buy a lot of stuff to eat, so I didn't want to fill up the refrigerator with anything because you're not going to be there. So I think the combination of not having the food available and consciously trying to make an effort to eat a little bit less of stuff. I mean, I still eat the pizza. I mean, we already know that. I do that almost daily. And I mean, but I ran out of chicken, you know, and the chicken that I had was just, you know, drumsticks. Here's how I make the chicken, just so that you know. This is not the type of food most people would want to eat or how to eat it. I just boil it. Yeah. I'll rinse off the chicken. I'll throw it inside a pot, and then I'll fill it with water to cover it, right? Like if it's drumsticks or something. And then I'll pour a little bit of soy sauce into that water. Not a lot, but a little bit, just to give it a little flavor. And then I'll boil it for like 40 minutes. That's it. Now that's kind of boring, I will tell you. All right, it doesn't have a lot of stuff on it. You can taste the soy sauce, even though it's just a little bit on there. But what I usually will do is I'll put a little dab of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce on the chicken piece when I eat it. Not a lot, very little, okay? Just like a little line across it. Not like dunked in there or anything like that. A little line to give it a little taste. And that's it. And recently, Mrs. Wright had purchased me some salsa. She goes, try this instead. It's probably better for you. Yeah, that's right. But the problem with salsa doesn't stick to the chicken. It just slides right off of it. It's too runny, right? But anyway, that's basically all I'll eat. I'll eat the chicken and I'll eat the Costco pizza. Now, the doctor says cut down on the meat consumption. Yeah, I know. Haven't done that. I should be doing more salads, but I haven't done that either. Yeah. So, but either way, I'm still down 5 pounds from the weight gain that I did from all the buffets and the trip and everything. So I don't know how that happened. I think it was temporary. See, that's the thing. Some of the weight gain you get is kind of temporary. I mean, if you did buffets daily, every single day, week upon week upon week, yeah, you're going to gain the weight. I don't do that. You know, I just did it because I did a couple of reviews, and then relatives came into town. Then we went on a trip. Yeah, it just piles up, you know. Can't do that all the time. If you do that all the time, that weight gain stays there. So where's the weight at this point? Well, you know, when I did the full loss of everything, I had lost 50 pounds after about a year or so since the diabetes diagnosis. Yeah, I'm up 15 pounds from that. I gained 10 pounds during the holidays. We already know that. Then I gained another 5 pounds in between that time. So I'm up 15 pounds. Well, then I gained another 5 pounds. So I was up almost like 20 pounds. I'm down back to the 15. So I'm up 15 pounds higher than I should be. I can see it in my face. I can see it in the body. 15 pounds is a noticeable thing. So I've got to somehow go back down again, hoping not to give up all the stuff that I usually would like to eat. But I may have no choice but to drop some of the stuff and at least get myself back down, you know. I don't know how long that would take. Let me know in the comments if you're still doing any type of dieting, or because weather's getting better, you might get more active. Do you think you're going to be losing some weight because of it? Yeah, put a comment. Yeah, this might be the time to do it. I mean, during the winter time, people tend to hibernate. They don't go out. Their activity level drops. That's basically what happens to me. I didn't go to the gym, as you know, which I got to get back to doing too. But I've been trying to stay ahead of the curve here. I've made several videos ahead of you guys. By the time you see this video, it could be a week or two. Yeah, I'm that far ahead of you. I uploaded a number of videos this morning before I headed out, and yeah, I may be ahead of you guys for a while. I think it's actually better to be ahead a little bit. You know, I don't like to be way ahead, but a little bit. Because there'll be days when it'll rain or days when it's too cold and you can't go out, and then you go, oh, I don't have anything available for people. And so to be ahead a little bit is okay, not too much ahead. I don't like to be too much ahead because then I feel like I'm not current with information I might be giving you. So, but this video, by the time you see this one, I may be a week and a half ahead of you guys at this point, something like that. All right, anyways, that's about all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to report back what's going on with the Costco thing, and then also my my current weight situation. Oh, let me tell you one more thing. There's always one more thing. The diabetes situation, right? My daily blood testing usually should try to stay under 99 than your normal, and most often I usually around 104, 105 ranges. Usually when I take my daily blood test. I'm hovering really closer to about 120 right now, which tells me I'm having too much sugary type stuff lately. I've got to cut all that back. Yeah, I had too many things that had sugar in it or too much carbs. So that stuff has to cut back a little bit. All right, now I can let you go. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on your way out. Talk to you guys next time.